Good afternoon all. It's Thursday before the non-farm payroll number, so seeing a little bit of quietness in the market. Silver's pulled back a bit. I had great hopes for silver pushing higher. We only got up to 24.24, so we're dipping back a little bit. 23.80 is where we are now. There is still hope for the bulls, but really I wanted this to hold above 24.00. As you can see, for the last 4 days, including today, just going sideways. Really not very exciting in silver. Kind of thought that was a breakout yesterday, but we're just pulling back to the support level. Gold as well, all over the place really, but going nowhere, if you know what I mean. We pulled back after that big green candle, no follow through after that big green candle on the 27th of August. And since then, we're really just seeing a series of dojis on the daily chart. So a doji on Tuesday, a doji on Wednesday, and a doji so far on Thursday before we've even closed. So again, marking time, going sideways. Gold seems to be doing that. Have a burst up, trade sideways, have a burst up, trade sideways. So I personally think this is just a trade sideways situation. I'm not seeing any reason for gold to plummet, but I guess it's just end of the summer. And I think as I've written, the week leading, this week leading up to the non-farm payroll number, that's the big one. We've got the Labor Day holiday in the US on Monday. So those two factors are really sort of stifling the volume, and traders are not really getting heavily involved in the markets. I think that's the problem. And then hopefully once we've got the Monday holiday out the way, the long weekend, then we can start getting back to some sort of normality in financial markets. So the Aussie dollar pushing higher today, a good move up to that target 74.00, 74.10. Happy with that. That's where that's what I was looking for. We beat the 50-day moving average, so we're up there. Now this is quite a good resistance level, of course, as I said yesterday, coupled with these peaks up here from this little swing high, or this was really a bear flag on the way down. So we'll see what happens there, but we certainly are hitting the main resistance level of the day. Yesterday, the euro US dollar topped out exactly where it was supposed to. Well, it hit the first target anyway. That was 18.50, 18.60. And yesterday's time, just looking at, was 118.56. We've broken higher today. So I think this looks like the euro will continue to push higher against the US dollar. I would imagine we're going somewhere towards the 119.00 area where these peaks are. That's the next stop. So there could be another 40, 50 pip move in that, as long as we hold above that sort of 118.50, 118.40 area. Looks positive to me. Cable also looks pretty positive to me. We've beaten the 50 and the 200-day moving average. They were the big resistance levels which worked so well earlier in the week. Short positions doing very, very nicely there, but now that we've broken up, this does look much more positive. We will have to hold above 138.00. I think we will, and then we can push up towards these little peaks up here, which is around 138.80, 138.70. So there's probably another at least 50 pip move in that. We could easily test the 100-day moving average, which is up around just above 139. Around 139.10, 139.20. So yeah, looks like a weaker dollar across the board really. If you were reading my yen report from this morning, you would have seen the Canadian dollar versus the Japanese yen pulling back to quite a nice support level around the 86.00 area, and we've pushed up from there now. So this looks pretty positive. I would assume we're going to test these previous highs around 87.70. We're only about 20 pips away from there, and I don't think that's a particularly strong resistance level. I think eventually we can push above that. I should probably have a trend line on here looking something like this. That would be the real target, I think, because we seem to be in this sort of channel here. There's my trend line. There we go. Okay, so the channel is actually, the upper end of the channel is actually around 87.80. So we could have another 30 pips at least on the upside there. And obviously if we start breaking through there and with a weekly close above there tomorrow night on the Friday, then that would be certainly more positive for the outlook next week. Euro pushing up against the US dollar and also pushing up against the yen here. We've pulled back a little bit from today's high, just noticing that now. The high was 130.55. We've pulled down about 10 pips from there on the 4-hour chart to what could be a little support level here. You can see if I zoom in, previous highs. So maybe we can hold this sort of, what are we looking at here? 130.45 down to 130.40. Holding above there will keep the outlook positive. I think the bulls have got control of this market. So weaker yen, stronger euro, I think looks most likely. We'll have a quick glance at the stock markets. Obviously, the US markets remain strong. Let me see now. I need to close that, and I need to open up the S&P 500. The S&P sort of paused for breath yesterday in a very overbought market, but you can see pushing higher again today. we've got a new all-time high at 45.45, beating the previous all-time high. Oh well, only by a point or so. But you can see the bulls remain in control of this market. That's pretty clear. We're trading sideways in a consolidation maybe at the moment, but certainly no sell signal, not from what I can see. Nasdaq also having a little pause with a couple of dojis there, but again looking quite positive. Let's have a look at the German DAX. DAX, yeah, has been trading sideways for quite a while, still trading sideways. Very frustrated for the bulls there. These European markets just cannot break up and follow the US markets higher. So really, these markets remain for scalpers only. Okay, hope that's useful. We'll have a quick look at the markets before the non-farm payroll number, or if there's not much going on before the non-farm payroll number, I might wait and do the video afterwards to do a recap. That might be more useful. We'll just see what happens on the day. Thanks for joining me, and do look out for my reports in the morning as usual.